You could be throwing away a fortune and not even know it. You know that shiny little rock you found in your backyard by the river, or just lying around in some random dirt lot? Yeah. Some people have actually stumbled upon real diamonds thinking they were just pretty crystals and sold them for pocket change. What nobody tells you is that the difference between a regular crystal and a precious stone might be something you can't see with the naked eye. Or maybe you can. Sometimes the signs are right there in front of you. You just don't know what to look for. Until now. Here's the crazy part. You don't need to be a geologist or have fancy equipment. With just a few simple tricks, you can figure out whether that rock in your hand is just a pretty decoration, or worth thousands, maybe even millions of dollars. And believe it or not, this has already happened to regular people just like you. Now imagine this. What if you, stepped on a diamond and had no idea? Or worse, what if you threw it away? It happens way more often than you think, and in today's video, you're going to learn exactly how to spot them, where to look, and most importantly, how to never get fooled again. Watch until the very end, because in the next few minutes you're going to get access to knowledge that hardly anyone is sharing out there. And once you learn what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at another rock the same way again. Ready to activate your precious stone radar? Picture this. You're out for a walk, just minding your business, when you spot a small, shiny rock that sparkles a little more than usual. You pick it up, take it home, toss it in a drawer somewhere, and years later, you find out it was actually a diamond worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds like a movie, right? But trust me, this has really happened, and it could happen to you. The difference between someone who cashes in on something like this and someone who lets it slip away is simple. It's knowing how to recognize it, knowing what to look for, where to find it, and, most importantly, what to do once you've got it in your hands. This goes way beyond luck. This is applied knowledge. And knowledge, my friend, is worth gold, or better yet, worth diamonds. From here on out, you're going to learn some game-changing details that could turn an ordinary walk into $1 million treasure hunt. You'll learn how to tell the difference between a pretty crystal and a legit precious stone, and exactly what to do when you think you've found one. This isn't just interesting, and it's powerful, because here's what almost no one tells you. There are simple techniques you can use at home, with basic stuff you probably already have, to help you figure out whether that shiny rock is just eye candy, or something that could change your life. The thing standing between you and serious money might be hiding in a stone you've already seen, or one you're about to stumble across. So yeah, stick with me till the end of this video, because this knowledge could literally save you from getting scammed, teach you where to find real opportunities, and most importantly, open your eyes to a world most people don't even know exists. There are folks out there buying rocks for a few bucks and flipping them for millions. And the wildest part? A lot of those stones were just lying there, right? Mixing up crystals and diamonds. It happens all the time. And honestly, you can't really blame anyone. At first glance, they can look super similar. The sparkle throws you off, the shape tricks you, even the weight can be misleading. It's kind of like trying to guess a wine just by its color. You might get it right, but chances are you'll be way off. So many people have tossed out valuable gemstones thinking they were just pretty little rocks. And it goes the other way too. People selling basic crystals thinking they just hit the jackpot with a diamond. The problem? That mix-up can cost you real money. And here's the big question everyone has, even if they don't say it out loud. How do you know if it's a diamond or just a regular stone? The truth is, nobody's born knowing this stuff. But with the right knowledge, anyone, seriously, anyone, can become a legit treasure detector. You just need to learn the signs, the tests that actually work, and the little details that reveal what's really hiding in that shiny rock. It's like learning a new language. At first, everything sounds the same, but once you get the hang of it, you start hearing things differently. And once your perspective changes, your whole world opens up. And here's the thing. Nature actually tries to give us clues. The hardness, the shine, the way light passes through, all of that tells a story. But nobody teaches you this in school, right? That's exactly why you're here. And that's why you're about to learn how to clearly tell the difference between a crystal, a diamond, and straight-up nonsense. Because yes, there is a practical way to compare them. And there's a real story out there that proves just how thin the line is between striking it rich or losing a fortune. In 2016, a 14-year-old kid named Kayla Langford made a discovery that made headlines across the country. He was on a regular family trip to Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas, one of the only places in the world where anyone can literally dig around and try their luck. While walking through the park, Khalil noticed a small brown rock with a subtle shine. Curious, he picked it up, tossed it in his pocket, and went on with his day. What he didn't know was that the little stone was actually a 7.44 carat diamond, valued at over $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A random rock he found on the ground completely changed this kid's life. Now imagine if he had just kicked it aside, like most people do. Or worse, if he had taken it home thinking it was just a worthless crystal and forgot it in some drawer. That's exactly what happens every single day. Ordinary people stumble across precious stones and totally miss the opportunity. Simply because they don't know what they're looking at. And here's the thing. Crater of Diamonds isn't some magical exception. Tons of million-dollar discoveries have happened there, all made by regular folks. No fancy tools, no expert knowledge, just a sharp eye and a little bit of luck. Stories like Khalil's prove one big thing. Valuable stones don't come with golden tags that say, "Hey, I'm a diamond." You've got to see it. You've got to know the signs and recognize hidden value when it's right in front of you. Khalil wasn't a geologist. He didn't have years of training. He was just a curious teenager. What he did have is what you can have right now. Information. And the moment you learn how to spot what's truly valuable, your whole perspective changes. And when your perspective changes, everything around you starts to shine a little differently. And that's exactly what At a quick glance, a pretty crystal might look like a real diamond, but there are key differences, and anyone can learn to spot them. The first clue? The shine. A real diamond has a much more intense metallic sparkle, almost like it's glowing from within. Crystals, even though they can be beautiful, usually have a softer, more translucent shine that doesn't hit the eye quite the same way. Another big giveaway is how the stone reflects light. Diamonds reflect in shades of white and gray, while crystals often create a tiny rainbow effect. Sounds like a small detail, right? But it makes all the difference. Then there's the hardness test, one of the oldest and most reliable methods out there. Diamonds are the hardest natural material on Earth. They can scratch glass, steel, even other stones. Crystals, while still tough, aren't nearly as strong. If you've got a piece of glass or even some sandpaper nearby, you can try this test yourself. Just be careful. Another tip? Check out how the stone breaks. Crystals usually break into smooth, regular shapes. Diamonds, on the other hand, tend to break in irregular, rough patterns. Not exactly symmetrical, and that's a good thing. Even the natural shape of the stone can tell you something. Rough diamonds often have rounded edges or uneven surfaces, while crystals usually grow in longer, pointier shapes. So if you find a stone that looks a bit rugged, has a metallic shine, and feels solid, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. These comparisons might seem simple, but they're powerful. And once you combine that trained eye with the right knowledge, you start developing a sort of built-in radar for spotting real gemstones. Now, if you're wondering how to actually test all this without any fancy equipment, don't worry. That's coming up next, and it's the part everyone loves. Oh. And if you want to dive even deeper into the world of gemstones in a super simple and practical way, I've dropped the link to my ebook in the first comment of this video. It's packed with info and will help you a ton. Here's the good news. You don't need a fancy geology lab to start testing whether a stone might actually be worth something. There are simple, at-home, and honestly kind of fun ways to do it. One of the most popular is the glass test. Take the stone and gently try scratching it against a piece of regular glass, like the bottom of a cup or an old mirror. If it scratches the glass easily, that's a good sign. High hardness, which is a strong characteristic of diamonds. Of course, this test alone doesn't guarantee it's a real diamond, but it's a solid first filter. Another great method is the fracture test. Hold the stone up under good lighting, preferably natural light, and look closely at its surface. Diamonds tend to have rough, uneven fractures with unpredictable shapes. Crystals, on the other hand, usually break in smooth, straight lines. If you've got a magnifying glass or even your phone camera with a good zoom, you'll be able to spot the difference more clearly. Just this kind of visual analysis could help tons of people avoid mistaking regular pebbles for something way more valuable. These are tests anyone can do, and believe it or not, a lot of real diamonds have been identified this way. And here's a pro tip most people don't know. Try the fog test. Just breathe on the stone like you're fogging up a mirror. If it's a real diamond, the fog disappears almost instantly, because diamonds disperse heat really fast. But with crystal or common stones, the fog hangs around for a few seconds. Pretty cool, right? Look, these DIY tests don't replace a professional evaluation, but they're an awesome first step for training your eyes and instincts. And now comes the real game-changer question. What if it is a diamond? What should you do? Where do you So after all those tests, you think you might have found a real diamond? Here's what you do next. Be smart. Don't go offering it to just anyone. And definitely don't sell it impulsively. Your first step should be getting a reliable, professional appraisal. Look for reputable institutions or certified labs, like the GIA, Gemological Institute of America, which is a global authority in gemstone certification. An official appraisal won't just confirm whether your stone is the real deal. It'll also provide a certification document, which is crucial if you plan to sell it safely and at a good price. Now let's talk about the market. There's a massive demand for raw diamonds, from collectors, jewelers, and even investors. But here's your warning. There are plenty of people out there ready to take advantage of anyone who doesn't know what they've got. So never sell a precious stone without first knowing its real value. And if you're ready to make a deal, your best bet is to work with a specialized broker, someone who knows the gemstone market and has access to legit buyers. Avoid shady middlemen and too good to be true offers, because if something feels off, it probably is. And one more thing. Always ask for a contract or receipt with every detail of the transaction. Keep records. Protect your asset. You might even consider going through a specialty auction, which often attracts serious buyers willing to pay more for certified stones. All of this ensures that you're not just making money, you're making the most of your find, because if you were lucky or skilled enough to stumble on a diamond, you deserve to benefit from it in the safest and smartest way possible. And since you've made it this far, if this video helped you in any way, go ahead and hit that like button. It seriously helps the channel keep growing and creating valuable content for people who are ready to change their lives. And of course, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Here, we keep it real, clear, and straight to the point. No fluff. About how precious stones like diamonds can open doors to opportunities you probably never even imagined. What you learned today isn't some untouchable expert-only talk. It's real-world knowledge that you can actually use. And speaking of useful, there's a video popping up on your screen right now that's going to blow your mind. Discover 3 rare gems you can find in any river. It shows amazing examples of valuable stones hiding in plain sight. If you liked this video, the next one is going to open your eyes even more and give you even more tools to recognize hidden value where no one else is looking. So go ahead, click on that video and keep this journey going with me. Good luck out there, gemstone hunter. May your eyes grow sharper every day, and may every path you walk turn into a potential treasure mine. And remember,